This movie is about Adam Driver fighting dinosaurs, and somehow they managed to make it just so boring, just so slow. Like, how do you take that premise and just make this movie? I don't really understand. So, pretty much the bad parts about it is that, I mean, it was, like I said, really boring. Um, there was they did nothing special with the dinosaurs, like whatsoever. They were barely even in the movie. The whole movie just feels like they were trying to put in enough CGI to make the movie passable, but they wanted to make it as bare bones and minimal as possible. It's like they were trying to save a bundle of money on CGI by just like not animating anything and just like getting away with that pretty much. Like the dinosaurs, they're like sometimes, but it's always really fast, and the big baddie T-Rex is just pretty much barely in this movie. He's probably got like 5 whole minutes of screen time. So pretty much that was, I mean, that was pretty much the major crimes, and the relationship with the characters are pretty much an exact carbon copy of the Last of Us characters. It's literally the same thing. It's Joel and Ellie on Earth with dinosaurs 65 million years ago, pretty much. And like their relationship, mannerisms, development of their relationships are like carbon copies, exact carbon copies. So pretty much, Adam Driver, he has this daughter and she's sick, and he needs to go on this job through deep space for like 2 years to get money to pay for her operation or something. So he does that. He's on this spaceship that kind of looks like a mini Star Destroyer mixed with an A Wing, if you could imagine that. And so they're on course. He's like the pilot, like the manual driving pilot and maintenance, I think. And there's a bunch of people in the back. It's like a transport ship for like people to a different planet or something, and they got people in cryo sleep. Anyway, there are these meteors, and like it launches them off course, and they touch down on this unknown planet. Pretty much everyone dies. Adam Driver lives, and he's like crash landed in like this marsh or something. It kind of looks like the Dagobah system, and there's just like sludge and bodies everywhere. You get like a little sliver of dinosaur tail in there, and so he goes out there. He goes to the severed part of the ship for a distress signal. He calls for help, but then says, "Oh wait, no one survives. Just don't come get me. Just don't come help," because he's like about to kill himself. But then there's a cryo chamber that's still active, and it's for a little girl, of course. And he goes to that. He saves the little girl. They can't communicate because she speaks a different language than Adam Driver. And Adam Driver goes out, and he sees like a glint of light, and he's like attacked by a baby dinosaur, and he sees a glint of light, and he figures out, by the way, Adam Driver saw a giant dinosaur footprint, so you pretty much know it's like Earth, pretty much. And I mean, the movie literally tells you in subtext, this is Earth. 65 million years ago. Like we couldn't like deduce that from the things that were already happening and were going to happen. But anyway, I'll get to that later. But so he sees like an escape vessel. He like scans the area with the light, sees the escape vessel. He's like, "Oh, we gotta go there." And she's like looking at videos of his daughter or something to calm her down or something. And she's like, "Where's my family?" Like she draws a picture of like stick figures, families, and then Adam Driver just like lies to her for some reason. He says they're like at the top of the mountain. We have to go to the top of the mountain. That's how we, and your family's gonna be there and all that stuff. So they go. Then they pretty much like they're kind of distant with each other, and then they start to warm up to each other exactly like Joel and Ellie. And there's this baby dinosaur that pops up, and it's trapped in oil, and she's like, or some tar or something, and she's like, "Oh no, we have to save the baby dinosaur." So she does that, even though he warned her not to, and the baby dinosaur just walks a little bit, and then like four little chicken raptors come out of nowhere and just like kill it and eat it, and they're like screaming, and then there are these like crocodile lizards that come out, and they're like crocodiles with like really long like legs, and so they're attacking, and then Adam Driver shoots a bunch of them, and they get separated, and it looks like the girl is about to get eaten by these pterodactyls, and then the crocodilizzards eat the pterodactyls, and then they're about to eat the little girl. And then Adam Driver shows up out of nowhere and shoots them, and she's scared, and they have to like wait for a little bit because she needs to calm down for like, and so after she does that, they go on, they sleep in this cage or this cave, and they watch like a hologram of Adam Driver's dead daughter. Like there's a flashback that reveals that she's actually dead, and pretty much like Joel's dead daughter, exactly. And so they go in this cave, and then while they're sleeping, these parasites, like insect things, get into the little girl's mouth, and Adam Driver uses like this pen to like shotgun them out of her mouth somehow. It's kind of cool, but then a T-Rex shows up, and it drove them like deeper into the cave, and so they go deeper. There's a cave in, and then the daughter goes through like this crevice, or not the daughter, the girl goes through the crevice, and there's another cave in, and Adam Driver thinks she's dead, and then there's a raptor that like fights Adam Driver in the cave, and he somehow uses his device to like emit a high frequency that somehow like stuns the raptor, and he gets out, they reunite, then they get to the ship. She's like mad at him because her family isn't actually there and he was lying, and she kind of walks away, but then the T-Rex show up, and there's one T-Rex and then another one shows up, and they look like they're about to fight and it's about to be cool, but nothing really happens because, by the way, the extinction event is like happening. Like the asteroid is coming to like wipe out most life on Earth. So I think a meteor like hits the first dinosaur, and then Adam Driver shotgun blasts the second dinosaur in the eye, and then that dinosaur chases Adam Driver to this field of geysers that Adam Driver got hurt at in the beginning of the movie. All their conflict is pretty much environmental. It's barely the dinosaurs. It was like quicksand, cliffs, caves, these geysers, but anyway, the T Rex went to where the geysers were because Adam Driver lured him there. And then the little girl showed up out of nowhere and like stabbed the dinosaur with a poison berry spear that she used, and then that bought enough time for the geyser to like steam cook the T Rex, and then its skin like melted off, and it looked kind of cool. And then they just get in their ship and they just fly away before the extinction event happens, and they live, and that was it. So yeah, if I had to compliment it, it would probably be that like the sci-fi devices were kind of cool. Um, like there was this thing that you could tell like whether or not a food is edible, and the bombs were kind of cool that he used. Other than that, I would say that this wasn't like a terrible movie. It was just really boring and soulless, and I just feel like it had a decent amount of potential, and it was pretty much squandered. There ended up just being nothing there in a boring Last of Us relationship story copy. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, if you guys want me to look into the void and watch something, you guys just let me know. Thanks.